What it do? What it do? Team No Sleep. And what, man, hold on. Why am I so zoomed in? God, no, nobody needs to see me that close. Hold on.
I'd love to see you, man.
No, man. Hold on. Let's get this right here. April 26th. What it do? Montel, how you doing,
Yep.
brother? How you doing?
Good, man. Blessed as usual. Always, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Man, hey, man, I got a little tidbit for you. We've been going at this now for almost 6 months. We almost at our 6 months.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I mean, you know what? That's a good run, and we've been doing. Look, we can pat ourselves on the back. We've been doing all right.
Yeah. We've been doing pretty good, man. So we definitely blessed. Keeping
Yeah,
that audience, man. Keeping some fans. I know everybody watching the NBA playoffs right now, but I hope they got us on the computer.
yeah. What they not watching them Brooklyn Nets? So because them Brooklyn Nets,
Where that broom at? Where the broom at?
they sitting at home right now because
Hey, we need to
Kyrie
break out.
with with his
You got to break out that
flatters.
broom, man. Hey, you
God,
got to break out that broom right there.
that's crazy.
Uh,
That's right. Okay, let's start there. Right. I
let's
mean
start. Yeah.
that's insane. What's up to for everyone in there, Mr. Cox? I see you, brother. Appreciate you for coming in for round two. I know you was at the other session as well, but my goodness, the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Flat Earth, Irving, they were supposed to go further. They
Yes.
were not supposed to be out in the first round there. What's wrong? We know what's wrong, but let's go ahead and say it for the
I
people in the
mean,
back of the room.
you know, you got to go at the head first, and let's blame the top of the organization for hiring Steve Nash. That's number one.
Mm.
Steve Nash had no business coaching that team, and it was evident. You could see it in the rotations and the things they're doing.
He was out of his
Had no
element.
business
He was out of his element with
out of his
yeah.
element big time.
Mm.
And no knock. I'm sure he's going to be a great coach probably one day, but this wasn't a job for him, and he couldn't. He obviously couldn't handle it. That those two big egos and that superpower, status that they have, he could not control it in that way. And let's fault the Brooklyn Nets organization for listening to Kyrie Irving and Durant saying they
Yes.
wanted Steve Nash because they said they didn't even need a coach. Remember they were talking about, oh, we don't even need a coach. We can play it on our own. Evidently, you cannot play on your own. Evidently, you do need a coach. Evidently, they need to be able to have a solid rotation of things. So I think that's where they need to start first. I think the question is, where do they go from here? Like, okay, so you made the trade for Ben Simmons.
Who?
Right? Mr. Crybaby, Mr. Sit Out.
Who?
Mr. Sit Out right there.
So there, okay, here we go. So there we can get into our social impact story because there it is. I was looking for a way we was gonna get into it. Ben Simmons, come, why he's
man?
how come he didn't play? He should have played Game 3.
Reggie Miller said it best. No competitive spirit at all.
Yeah.
None. No competitive spirit at all. I mean, you guys got to think they traded a bona fide superstar for him to come and bring him on the team to get him out of this situation where he was claiming he was so bad and everything. Now he comes to this situation and still no play. Didn't play one game for the Nets this whole entire season. Talking about his back hurt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
remember,
okay.
his story changed at first when I say the social impact part, because he was talking about his mental well-being. He was talking about all that. But lately, all right, Ben, you gonna suit up? No, not my back, my neck and my back. Right. So that's what he gonna start.
Neck and back, right? I think the big thing that they need to worry about now, and this is collectively for the whole group, and this kind of falls into some social element as well. When it comes to the collective bargaining, now when the Players Association comes back, there's going to be the Ben Simmons rule. You pay to play.
Wow.
Remember, he sued and got his $20 million, and he didn't play. He didn't dribble one ball this year. He got $20 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I think now the players are going to lose leverage, a lot of leverage, when it comes to the collective bargaining agreement. When they talk about, hey, you know what? You had a bona fide guy that was supposed to be a superstar, set out the whole. And we didn't care what reasons there were, but he set out the whole year, costing us $20 million for nothing. Didn't sell one ticket, didn't sell one jersey, didn't sell one nothing. All he did was sell headlines to the news about how much he's sitting now. That's it.
Yep.
So I think now
he's lost the respect. So tell me this, I think he's lost the respect of forget the fans. Right. And I think Barkley even said this as well. Fans are gonna be fans, but when you lose the respect of your teammates and your coworkers, your players, other players too, that's when you really trifle. And that's when you really then fell off, right? Because
I think he's just crossed the line with his behavior, right? I mean,
yeah.
At some point, you gotta, You're in the job. That's your job to play basketball and to entertain
Yeah.
and to go out there and play. That's your job. He just forwent his job and said, it's all about me at this particular point. Don't get me wrong. I know there's situations where people are hurt. Obviously, you got to sit out when you're hurt. There's situations where you're dealing with mental issues. Obviously, sit out and get that stuff taken care of. Away. But he's been at this for a whole year.
Yeah.
He's been through. And let's be honest with you. Basketball is supposed to be a sanctuary to get him away from all that. Am I correct? Your craft is supposed to get you away to help take your mind off of anything that's going on mentally and help you exuberate physically.
Yeah.
None of that. He milked the NBA for $20 million, and now I think he's lost. They're going to lose a lot of leverage when it comes to this next collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to come on the team, right? I mean, you got they'll come and play. Maybe no, come and play with KD, and they'll come and play with Kyrie. But man, you got this other dude over it. No, man, I'm not going.
Well, I don't know about. I don't think that's the biggest issue. I mean, how much money does Brooklyn have to give the other players to come play with? Mm-hmm. It's not going to be like, does somebody want to go play? How much money do you have? Because we're tied up at $20 million a year with a guy that didn't do anything last year, and hopefully he comes back next year and plays. And and maybe if he comes back and plays well, we forget all about this conversation. But as of right now, the target's on your back. Look, you didn't play because you had. Look, we're 3-0. We're down 3-0. It's our game. It's our game at our house. We need this win, and you set out because you had a stiff back.
Come on, man. Get up.
You can run up and down the court and that loosens up.
Like some shorts on.
Yeah, at least do the Willis Reed and give some effort, right? Come out there and just give a little effort and say, "Oh, it ain't working. I can't go." He didn't even show no effort to even suit up or do anything, man. So that's where you lose a lot of respect for the team.
Yeah,
and a lot of respect for a lot of players, and I think you lose a lot of respect for the fans. I mean, remember Brooklyn embraced him, bringing him over, right?
That's true.
We embraced you. You out of your situation, hostile in Philly. Now we're bringing you over. We want to embrace you, and then this is how you treat us.
Yeah, you can't even go out there like Kevin is saying. You can't even go out there for 10, 12 minutes, right? You can't go out there for a couple of possessions and just give us a little something.
But give us something, like just give some effort. Like I said, give some effort to show that you're there. And then we could be like, okay, well, his back is really bothering him. He can't do it. Or his leg is bothering him or whatever. He really can't do it.
Yeah.
But to give him no effort, man, that puts a stain on the whole thing. So I think it's sad. And I would hate kids or younger people to emulate that.
Yeah.
That kind of behavior, that kind of attitude, because that's not the right way to go. It's absolutely the wrong way to go, especially when you're involved in team sports. If it was an individual sport, you want to sit out and you want to lose your money, that's on you. But when you got 11 guys or 20 other guys or 10 other guys depending on you to come in and help us win or help us achieve the goal we're trying to do, and you just straight out just bow out, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't listened to any like localized New York radio, but I can almost guarantee you maybe the Breakfast Club, all of them are blaming Mr. Ben Simmons for the Brooklyn Nets being out in the first round because Kyrie and Durant had no help out there, and this man was brought like he keeps saying, was brought over here to fill that void and fill that gap. So that's too bad. Who's playing right now? Let me see. We got them Hawks playing in Miami. Let me see. Miami leads the series 3-1, 92-86 right now. I don't have any more, dogs in the fight.
Yeah, go bye Hawks. Go fly away. Fly till you fly. You done now.
It's too early to make any predictions or to make even any guesses of who's gonna make it to the finals. But I am gonna say. I'm gonna say that there might be a double peat there. It might be Giannis and his crew is doing some things. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. What is it? It's April the 26th at 6:40 p.m. Pacific time. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Okay, I'm gonna put Stephen and Warriors looking real good on top of that. So I'm going with the boys in the Bay Area.
Well,
to kind of get down.
Okay. If Draymond stopped acting a fool, but we'll see what happens. Steph can still shoot from the locker room and make them swishes, but you got to get Draymond to stop acting a fool. Let's see here. They all take the blame, in my opinion. Can't point the finger at just one person. Yep, that's true.
Wait, I disagree with that comment. You
Is that
can't
right?
point the finger at a few people. It ain't all take the blame.
Well,
People gonna
you
do what
just
they
want to
need to
point the
do.
finger at coach.
I pointed directly at Steve Nash. He should have never been hired, and he should be for the first one fired. He should be fired, man. I mean, let's be honest with you. Hit 2 years, 2 first round outs, 2 failures. I don't want to hear it, no more excuses. Like you weren't the guy for the job. Your rotations were horrible. It wasn't that. That's when you point the first finger at. Second finger, I point the finger at is Kyrie in the middle of the season, not getting the vaccine and not letting us down,
Yeah,
not doing that. But Kyrie redeemed himself playing in the playoffs. Third thing I'm going to point is going to be Ben Simmons. I got 3 fingers. I'm pointing all three. Ben Simmons, you next one I'm going to blame because you were brought over out of your hostile environment and your situation to come over here and help us. We even gave you enough time during when we brought you over, some time to get your stuff together, get ready to go and rock and roll. You epically failed us on all counts.
Man.
So you talking about you can't blame the finger on one person? Maybe not one, but I can sure go in a pecking order and start pointing the finger on a lot of people to see what happened in that situation.
I tell what to be out there with his red ink pen, just marking people off. You know, you want to what you want to do. No, I was going to do a little subtle lead into another story, but I'm not going to do that. Let's stay back. Let's stay basketball for a minute. Do you have HBO?
Yes.
Have you?
You talking about the winning time, right?
Have you seen the Lakers?
I've got it all recorded. I haven't watched all of it. I only watched a little bit, but I know from what I saw, it's very entertaining. I know they're offended by it. The Lakers is offended by it. The betrayal order. I read an article today that Jerry West is willing to take it all the way to Supreme Court about
Jerry West ain't playing, man. I haven't seen it yet either. And again, I got it in the same situation where it's recorded. So hopefully, no one giving any spoilers. But Jerry West, came out today and said, this was not me. Or I'm offended by what you said. So we can go all the way to the Supreme Court. And listen, that's the logo, right? So
I'll say I got one word for that. One word.
Yeah.
Sensitive. He too sensitive.
He too sensitive.
Sensitive, bro. Come on, man.
Because Magic won't even watch it. He said he's not even gonna watch it because it's unauthorized. They didn't. Magic made the statement that you can't make a show about the Lakers without talking to the Lakers, and I completely agree with that.
Well, no, I don't, because if it's an entertainment reason, if it was a spoof movie, it's okay, right? But yet they're doing somewhat of a depicted portrayal of them. It's all of a sudden bad. I'm sorry. You're gonna embellish the characters when you do stuff like this. Quit being so damn sensitive. You don't need to be so sensitive about everything that goes on TV.
Jerry West ain't happy, man. Look, I'm gonna start watching. I'm gonna start watching it this weekend, folks. Don't be giving.
Jerry need to get over it. And you know what's crazy? What's so crazy? I heard his character is the best character on the show. Like the most funny. He's the best character on the show, and he don't like it. So I don't know, man. Like, quit being so sensitive, man, and let entertainment do entertainment. That's what it's there for.
Not being okay. Well, so folks with HBO, check it out. Unauthorized LA Lakers documentary.
I hope you're getting a check for promoting this.
I know, man. We are streaming on all channels. We on the Team No Sleep YouTube channel and on this channel. But, shout out to HBO. Reach out. We don't mind. We got a catalog of content. We if you want to buy the Team No Sleep. Just make sure Montel has enough food then to pay for all them kids he got there in college.
Oh, I ain't got that many.
You got to pay for that. You got to pay that them college tuitions just like me. So
sure.
It's all right. It's there was another interesting. I did find I was trifling today because there was just so much going on. But there was another basketball story that I wanted to talk about, and let me bring this up. I actually, and I kind of probably should have saved this for last, but Caleb Love is number one pick for next year, 2024. Mm-hmm. Caleb Love has signed with who did he sign with? He signed with some organization to play when he gets out of school, but he's not going to play. He's going to continue to play in college, and he will not lose his eligibility. Mm-hmm. So this is a conversation around. I think that feeds off of NIL, name, image, and likeness. It just feeds off of athletes now having more say in terms of how they are represented from a business perspective, and these folks are these new athletes, this new breed of athletes who now have this clout and these capabilities behind them are doing a good job. Right. Again, the fact that he's been able to sign with a league, but again, not take a paycheck from him, so he's not voiding any obligations from the NCAA. He's still going to finish out his college career, and then when he's done with that, boom, he's going to go off and just pick back up right where he signed off. So I just thought that was an interesting thing, right? Again, because I don't know if that would have ever happened prior to NIL, right? Prior to the athletes having a seat at the table when it comes to their future, as opposed to having to have like an agent or having to have a manager, having to have a handler or whatever, right?
Well, I think what's interesting about this is that the player, he's actually controlling the narrative, of his story. He's controlling his business, his business as he's controlling his narrative. Like, I know I'm not ready to play there yet. I'm going to stay in college. And as far as getting the check, he doesn't have to worry about that no more because, like you said, his NIL is giving him a check now from whatever local endorsements or whatever he's got going on from that point. So now the athletes are getting paid. They can control their narrative, when and where they want to go, where they want to sign, and where they want to be obligated to. All that's a plus, because coaches in NCAA have been able to do that so much.
Yeah.
They've been able. They were controlling the narrative and what players were getting. When now these young men and these young ladies are bringing in multi-million dollars to fans, multi-million dollars of memorabilia, multi-million dollars of people just buying and watching them on TV, and now they're getting a piece of that pie. I applaud that. I think that's a good thing for all of them. But now I think the narrative might change a little bit because the head of the NCAA just resigned today.
Oh, is that? Oh, wow.
Yes, he resigned today. I don't know. I forgot his name, but he resigned today. I'm not sure if it's effective immediately or when, but now we don't know what's going to happen. I think I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I think whoever comes in next is going to put a corral around the NIL and try to figure it out, how they can capitalize off of it a little bit, in some form or fashion, and somehow put more of a constraint around what's going on. Because let's be honest, man, this is Wild Wild West right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's worthwhile. I think that needs to happen. So someone needs to step in.
I think it needs to happen to a certain degree. I'm in agreement. Remember, I told you I thought that money should always go in a pot.
Yep.
And they get it after they graduate.
Yep.
So on completion of graduation.
Yep.
I think if they were going to do business outside of it, I think they can only get a percentage of what they get, and they get it outside after they leave the school. I don't think it's really wise to give a person of that age that kind of money.
I agree. I agree 100%. I do agree 100%. When again you come from, not everyone comes from nothing, but when you come from little and then you start having all these figures in your pocket or in your checkbook and your savings account, and that can just do some. That's tough, right? That's a lot of pressure on some of these 16, 17, 18, 19 year old right out of the gate like that. So we'll see.
But but we see it happen even earlier though. I mean, this is just like you said, the athlete of today is nowhere near like when you got kids that are 14 and 15-year-old getting $1 million contracts, endorsement contracts. And they're 16, 17-year-olds driving around Lamborghinis and Mercedes Benzes and these types of things.
Crazy.
Where do we go from there? I mean, now let's be real frank. I would think a college athlete has problems, or a coach may have a problem with a kid as a college athlete. Can you imagine a high school phenom that has $1 million in the account, and you as a coach you have to bench him for any reason? You got to put him on the bench because he's either acting crazy or something, or he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Him or her. You can't tell them nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. And what happens? The rest of the team is going to follow suit of him, whether they got that kind of money or not.
Yeah.
You can't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
So what does that tell? Now we're going into the social aspect. What does that tell now these young men? If you can't tell them nothing on this court, and you saying that this money is superseding, and they cannot follow rules, right? Rules are just a basic game.
Yeah.
Without having confrontation with who's supposed to be your authority figure in that. What does that say about when they go into society? After they're at the most pivotal years between the age of 14 and 18.
That's a good point.
I
I
mean,
mean,
let's be honest. If this guy is not listening and his team is not listening to a coach, what makes you think they're gonna listen at the next level? What makes you gonna think they're gonna listen when there is no more basketball?
mm-hmm.
Because everybody's not gonna make it. All these guys aren't gonna make it to the NBA. They're not. Statistically, they're not gonna all make it. What happens to that one that doesn't make it? Remember, he wasn't listening. He wasn't doing all this. What kind of person is that becoming our society?
Yeah, hopefully they stay on the straight and somewhat narrow, right? Again, in terms of as opposed to turning into a life of debauchery
Let's look at. I
or
mean,
something else out there.
you looking at the good. You looking at the one side of the coin. Let's look at the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
You got all this money, or you had all this money. Now you don't have probably might not have a skill set, right? You've been in a situation that's been above authority all this time. Where does that lead you? Where does that lead you in relationships? Where does that lead you in all these different things? And I know we're hypothetically speaking, but where does that lead you in all these things? It's a mixture, a concoction for disaster, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Giving them that money that young, giving them that young because hopefully you have great parents that can manage you and help you out. Like I can speak for one person I know who was a young phenom, Hunter Green. He was my college. He was one of my college. His father is one of my college football players. Hunter Green is the pitching phenom for the Cincinnati Reds. Grounded young man.
Yeah.
Doing everything right. I mean, he got a lot of money when he was young. His dad said he did a few little silly things as far as spending, but kept him really grounded. Really, really grounded. Like when he went through the AAA process. Remember, he still had to go through single A, AAA, and all that to kind of prosper to the major leagues.
Yeah.
There is none of that in basketball and football, right? You're thrown right into the limelight. Hey, you're a superstar now. And it goes so. I think we're running those individuals. I hope we don't read about them in tabloids.
Yeah.
10 years from now.
Yeah, and I'm tired of talking about those folks. I am because we seem to unfortunately have those stories every single week about those negative folks. SmackDown Outdoors Doug is saying young people with tons of money that have never been taught how to deal with it. It's a huge problem. There it is right there. And again, so that majority of folks who get a little bit of coin while they're playing, they get cut. They get cut before they have someone around them, before they have people, right? That can actually help them with how to invest that money, how to open that checkbook, or how to open that checking account, right? If they haven't learned that already, how to be more fiscally sound as opposed to going out there and buying all the rims and the jewelry and then.
When we speak about young people, old people they just run into
see,
money.
There you go. That's true. You talk about folks now.
I mean, we just can't blame it on young people, but I mean, those young men and young ladies are running into enormous a lot of money. And some of them come from very frugal backgrounds. Mm-hmm. So you mix that in there with that, and then maybe the element they come from, as far as their neighborhoods and that come from. Man, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts that we haven't seen a mesh yet together on how it's going to be successful. Yeah. Well, it's like we're watching the movie, right? We're watching the movie as it goes.
We don't know how it's going to end.
What's going to happen? How's it going to end? So I'm hoping for the best, but I mean, man, it just statistically, I'm talking statistically. Somebody's not going to make it. One of those guys are going to make it.
Yeah.
Now it's just how far did they fall off? How far did they fall down?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. It's an unfortunate thing. What sport are we talking about?
We're talking about basketball.
Oh, okay. Man, see, I'm dazed and confused, man. I'm not on the game right now.
You need your coffee, man. What's up?
I'm drinking it, but it's cold. Shouts out to the new gear here. You see the
coffee? Oh yeah. I gotta rock mine next week, man. I gotta rock my phone. I got my gear. I appreciate that.
You got your box? Okay.
Yeah. I got
all
my
right.
box.
I was like, man. I was like, when am I gonna get the notification that the man got his gear? Okay.
I got it, man. I appreciate that. Definitely. Yes. Definitely. Yes, sir.
No worries. I was going to just do one football story. We touched on it. It's not really a huge thing, but we got Manziel and we got T.O. out there doing some things. I saw some pictures of them. So the fact that they still playing, I'm not buying another Manziel jersey. I'm not going to fall into that trap one more again. I'm not going to do it. But, 46, 48? Daryl
Yeah, I
Holmes.
mean, like I said,
That's
I'm
that's
glad
that's
he's doing.
that's impressive to me to be out
That's
there.
impressive that he's playing, but man, for some reason, man, it tarnishes his legacy to me.
Oh,
It does. And maybe this is the personal thing I got, but that just tarnishes my legacy of T.O. Terrell Owens is one of the greatest receivers to ever play in the game. He's one of my favorite receivers to ever play. He did it, man. He did it at the ultimate, at the best. He captured moments when he did the thing on the star, and when he was in the Super Bowl, when he came off a broken leg from 3 weeks earlier, and he came back and played the Super Bowl. The dude was just relentless, and he made the catch too. And I'm not even a 49er fan, but I like T.O.
yeah,
And the fact that now he's playing in this league, which is cool. I'm glad he still gets to do what he's doing, and he's having a lot of fun. And I guess last week was telling us maybe he's just trying to fill that void
yeah.
by playing again. And that's cool, but to me, man, it just tarnishes his legacy. Like I want him to just leave it where it's at and
Just
say
go
that's
ahead,
it
go
right off
sit
into the
down, man.
sunset.
Go be a consultant, be an analyst or something. Go ahead and sit down and just keep collecting those
Go
Hall of Fame
coach, man. I'm
checks.
telling you. I think Terrell Owens will be an excellent coach, man. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah. No, that's true.
I think he has so much. I think he can have so much to offer to these young people like Dion. Dion's been able to flip his flamboyance
Yeah,
and the way he coaches and his ideology and his thing to something bigger than I even think he imagined. I
that's
think
true.
T.O. can have that same impact. Eddie George is there, but Eddie George doesn't have that personality like T.O. or like Dion has. They have more of an outgoing or a boisterous personality. I really do think Terrell Owens could do some damage at the collegiate ranks if he decided to coach.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Football side, and this kind of ties into what Kevin just said about Daryl still trying to prove he can play ball in the NFL like Brady. Uh, I, Kaepernick, man, is still he's a paradox to me. He really is. Because he says so many things about the NFL, about being a plantation, about not letting him do what it is that he wanted to do. Yeah, and the kneeling and all that. I'm not even talking about that piece. I'm just saying what he said about the NFL. Yet and still, he is out here running routes with Michigan. He's out here trying to put in some exercise with and some practice with all these other teams, and still talking about let me come back and play. Just come watch me and let me play. It seems like such a weird paradox that again you would say all of this and now you're trying to sneak back in the door.
Yeah, man. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, man.
Yeah. And the
It
reason I brought it
feels
up because again he said just I think it was yesterday or sometime earlier this week that he was he mentioned that again just come watch me and
yeah.
if you see me still having the skills and the talent put me on a roster, but if you don't
No,
then leave me alone.
no. The answer is no. The answer is no. No. No, no, no.
Talking about
No,
someone that
hold
probably
on,
should just go
because
ahead and sit down.
look, it's not no because you don't have the skill set. It's not no because I don't think you can play any more of
Come
that.
on, good
The
point. Keep
no is
going.
the no is you took a settlement from us after we had a disagreement, right?
Yep.
And within that disagreement, you badmouthed us to death,
Yeah.
right? No, I'm not gonna bring you in and endorse my product after you badmouth me. That's like being in a relationship. You break up with a girl, you break up with her, and then you badmouth her and call all these kind of names, and then you try to get back with her. The answer is no. She's not coming back. She doesn't
Yeah.
want to come back when she doesn't want to deal with you. No matter how nice, how many flowers you buy, no matter how many times you knock at the door, no matter how many times you singing that you playing that slow, your favorite slow jam,
Was it
she's
when a
not
woman's
coming
fed
back.
up? When little R.
Yeah,
Kelly, when a woman's fed up.
yeah, man. But like you said, it's really weird for him to, like you said, he really badmouthed the league. Like you said, he called him a plantation.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about how all the things that were doing bad for him. Right, and rightfully he was right. Remember, at the end of the day, he was right. His whole
Yeah.
cause was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But he talked about him so bad, and then he took a settlement check from them, and now you're saying, hey, now let me play again. And I think that in the owner's retrospect, they have the right to say no.
Yeah.
The answer is no. Colin, you're not going to come back and play for this league, unfortunately. Yeah, you're still good, but you know what? We have bad blood between us, and it's not going to work.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
We're moving on.
You and
But see, I think
Antonio.
Colin. Yeah, but hold on. But back to Colin. But Colin should have been a smart person And I know he got a lot of money in his money thing. I think he should have invested in those lower development leagues. That would have got himself in a situation where he could have been ownership.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he should have petitioned himself to be an owner in the XFL or be an owner in the USFL, be part owner or co-owner or whatever you want to do and play if you want to play.
Yeah.
But if he got himself in that situation, now we're looking at him a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Now he's in 4 or 5 years now. I want to buy an NFL team. Now we have a different narrative when we're talking, right?
Yeah.
Because he's not saying, no, I don't want to play for you. I want to buy a team because I want to change the ideologies that you guys share. I want to be a minority owner. I want to do this. I've proven I can do it at the lower level and we've been successful. I want to do it at your level as well. I think as far as playing the game, bro, all he's going to be able to do is throw it back in the back. If he doesn't want to play at those lower leagues, he's going to just throw the ball in the backyard to his kids.
That's unfortunate, but it's true, right? And he's probably he's like T.O., don't want to hear that, and again wants to be in the limelight, wants to be under center. But yeah, you probably need to go play with T.O. in the fan controlled FCFL, fan controlled football league. But I just brought that up because again I think about that and again saw the story this week. It's just crazy. Let's see. What Minnesota 99, Memphis 96, just over 5 to go. Close. Let's see. But is the series over?
No. They tied up 2-2. So.
No, hold on. Miami won.
Yeah, Miami won.
Okay, hold on. We watching. Man, I see we got too many games going on. My TV's on the fritz. I don't know.
You get confused, man.
Look,
concentrate on what's in front of you.
You want me to stay focused, right? That's what it is. Want me to get focused. All right, let's get into some of these hard hitting conversations. Well, one of them is not a good story. So I'm not even going to laugh or joke about it. One of them is an unfortunate story. Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Is Oscar De La Hoya could have gone out and just rode in the sunset, but he's got allegations of some things that he did many years ago, unfortunately, coming out. But he is denying them, saying he had inappropriate relations with a young 15-year-old girl.
She's a minor, yeah.
Minor. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. A minor. And this is talking about tarnishing one's record, talk about tarnishing one's reputation. And this is, again, this hits different because we both fathers and daughters. This is something you don't do. So this is a sensitive topic and sensitive issue right there. But why are we... What's going on? Why does someone like an Oscar De La Hoya, who's got bucket loads of cash, who's got probably, he's had a wife. I don't know if he still has a wife. He's got supermodels that he could be around. Why does he have to go out and prey on these minors and exert his will, unfortunately? And I'm glad that the young lady has come out with the statement here. We'll see where the truth lies and what actually happened and what didn't happen. We won't hear everything, but something happened, or else it wouldn't have been a story. And it's just unfortunate again that another great within the sport, when he stepped in the ring, he did some really good things, but now again all of that is becoming an asterisk. All that is becoming negligible and just not worth it, because now his name is child molester. What do you think when you see and hear this type of story yet again of someone?
This one hits different because it's a minor. To be honest with you, when I read it, I thought it was not that it's better either way, but when I saw it was a minor, I was really like, wow, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That he's these allegations are coming up and that he possibly could have did this. I was before we even came on the air, I was just thinking to myself, I can only imagine how hard it is to be a superstar with all this money and you're facing the limelight, because now allegations can come at you in any kind of way for anything, right? If you approach a woman in the wrong way that's not interested, or if you try to approach her and talk to her or grab her hand or anything, those could be allegations against you.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Any unwarranted, I say any unwarranted advance is an allegation against you, right? If you're a superstar.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's that. And I thought this was a situation. I read the article. Now they did say there was alcohol involved, and this, there was a situation where, that evidently they said he slept with this young lady, or sexually assaulted this young lady. I like I said, man, if it was an adult lady, maybe, man, I would say I would have some a little bit of cloud over it.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that with this being a minor, I'm really
No,
torn.
you're right. It hits different, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It hits different, and I'm also wondering why it took so long to report. Like, I'm glad she came out, but why is now we're 8 years later removed? Or are we 8 years later? It happened in '96, right? '96.
I believe that was the year. Yeah.
So if it's 1996, oh man, that's a long time ago. So that was 20 some odd years ago.
Yeah, 96. Right? 96. Yeah, 15-year-old girl in Cabo San Lucas Hotel in 96.
So, yeah, so that's like 20 some odd years ago. So with that being said, I mean, why did it take so long to come out? Why it takes so long? And I don't, I know women, they go through those situations, they suppress things and it comes out later on. But I'm wondering why it took so long to come out when he's been a superstar for all these years. Yeah. Or who suppressed the story, or what happened. I want to know some of that. Why? I mean, not only do I want to know if the allegations are true, but why did they suppress it for so long and all of a sudden come out? So those are the questions I would have. But I mean, if he did do it, man, I mean, his faith is going to be like R. Kelly, I think.
It's not good. It's not good. Yeah. So, and unfortunately, I don't know. I'm making assumptions and allegations, but unfortunately, I would think that if it comes out to being true, now you got someone that's come out. Why do I think someone else is going to come out and say, "Oh,
yeah,
he did this to me as well," right? So I think this is going to turn into a snowball. Unfortunately, yeah, the R. Kellys, the Tiger Woods. I mean, just once one has the courage to come out with their statement, then the others who have probably been affected will probably come out if there are. So.
But there'll be some true ones and some false ones, as we know.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but there's some people that's out there for the money.
You're right.
They're out for the money, so they're gonna say something. Hey, maybe he had a cordial relationship with them, but they're gonna say she assaulted him, or he assaulted me as well, just to be able to get that payday. And unfortunately, we're in that type of society right now. I just think no matter what the outcome is, there's a stain on his record now, big time.
Yeah.
A social stain on his record. Nobody's going to be endorsing Oscar De La Hoya to come speak at their engagement no more. No. Those things are not going to happen no more with these allegations hanging over his head. And it's unfortunate because I think he's a powerful figure, especially in the Latino community, especially in that boxing community, and where he was in LA and his upbringing and things he came around. He was a powerful role model, I should say. And I can go that far to say he was a role model to a lot of people. Now you have this type of deal happening with him. It's just, man, it's not good. And the fact that it's a minor on top of that really, really leaves a bad taste in my mouth for his situation.
Yeah. Problems, man. Problems. Where we going to go next, man? Wait.
I mean, you can throw a dart at anything, brother, and talk about it. It's all good.
That's true.
But let's stick with boxing.
Oh, Lord. You want to stick with boxing in the ring? Or you want to talk?
No, we're going to talk about what happened on that plane.
Folks who probably know, keeping up with the news, y'all know where we go on with this one right here. So I wonder if a buddy of mine works for JetBlue.
Uh-huh.
And he actually sent me an email with the damage report.
Okay.
Of what happened on this plane. Essentially, y'all know, and if you don't know, now you know. Mike Tyson had to put them hands on somebody. Mike, there was an altercation on the JetBlue flight. There was a fan. There was a passenger. Someone sitting right behind him. And just kept going. Just wouldn't man. He wouldn't just sit down. He would, because I saw some of the early videos as well. But he kept going, and then something was said. Something snapped. I don't know if Mike had remembrances of the bell going off in the Evander Holyfield's ear or something. But when Mike Tyson put them hands on you like that, it's definitely not a good day, folks. So, oh my God, and especially at that close range. So, there have been charges filed by the gentleman who got towed down. against Michael. I don't know if Mike's actually pressed charges against the guy for harassment or for like here we go. Oh my goodness, look at that. He put them hands on him. This is unfortunate. Look, I'm not trying to make light of it too much of it, but of all people you gonna mess with, you can mess with anybody else. You can come mess with me, Montel, Kevin. You mess with anybody, but you gonna mess with Iron Mike Tyson, especially in close range, and just not leave him alone when he asks you to be left alone. And at 85 years old, he I don't know how old he really is, but at 80, at 86, 87, Michael can still do what he needs to do. With look at this, man. See, not condoning any violence, but I understand. What your thoughts on this? Your thoughts on this, man? This is terrible. This is terrible.
Hey,
Look, Kevin said
y'all gonna hate
my man deserved every punch he caught.
Hey, yeah, you damn right. He deserved everything he got. Keep your damn mouth closed. Don't open your mouth sometimes. That's what you need. That's what happens when you open your mouth too damn much. I don't know what. I would love to know what he said to Mike to trigger him, because Mike was there sitting peacefully calm until he was standing up doing whatever he was doing to the camera, and whatever he said made him snap, and he got what he deserved. I think.
Hold on. Here it is right here. He began harassing him and threw a water bottle at him while he was in his seat. Oh man, you can't do that to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And
you can't do that to me.
Yeah. I wish you would try to. You gonna catch these?
Somebody throw water bottle on me and start acting with me. We gonna have a problem. We gonna have a problem on the plane. We got a problem wherever. So I can only imagine you doing that to Mike Tyson. Yeah. That you definitely gonna have a problem. With him.
and jokes right here. Probably said something about an ear.
Yeah. And the crazy part about it, you know the ramifications that's gonna happen if you do that to Mike. You already know what kind of dude this dude he is. Hey man, I think he deserved it. He deserved that ass whooping he took.
Man,
chalk it up, and go do some interviews and make you some money, because that's about as much as you probably gonna get on that one.
Yeah, that's your 4.5 minutes of fame right there. It's not a good one, but you got Iron Mike putting them hands on you, so that's unfortunate. And again, that's right here at the airport here in San Francisco, in my neck of the woods. And like I say, I got a buddy who works for JetBlue who showed me a copy of the damage report to the seat and to the tray right in that particular seat. So it wasn't extensive damage, but to the vehicle, there was some significant damage to this young man and his pride. Because when you let that alcohol get to talking to you, you think you can go up there and talk to the Iron Mike Tysons of the world, which is not good.
To be for real though, he could be like, man, I took Mike's punch and I didn't go down. I'm good. He might have a little. People trying to figure ways to brag about some weird stuff. That's when you can kind of say, man, I took Mike Tyson's punch and he ain't knocked me out. That's when you can hold on your shoulder.
We better not see him on some reality show in the next 6 months talking about, here's the guy who got beat up by Mike. Liz said, Liz Marasco, good to see you. She said, it takes a special kind of stupid to do that.
Yeah, you do. But I mean, hey, people brag about worse. You know what I'm saying? They brag about things worse than that. So, like I said, I think he deserved it. I mean, if he threw a water bottle at me and was calling me all kinds of names, talking me out all crazy, we would have a problem. You would have a problem. Somebody did that to you. I can only imagine that Mike Tyson might have a problem.
Yeah.
So, that being said,
don't poke the bear. Don't.
Yeah, you don't poke the bear, baby. And he got what he got. He got a couple of them lefts and rights on him.
Man, he got them hands. God.
Yeah.
So that's
he be all right though. He be all right though. Ain't nothing but a little skin. He good. He gonna be all right.
They rub some dirt on it. He be all right.
Yeah, rub a little dirt on it. He gonna be all right,
man. That's crazy. So again, folks, kind of lighthearted, but no one's significantly damaged. Mike may lose a couple of bucks, but he can afford it. This dude may gain a couple of dollars, and he got his 4 minutes of fame. But the moral of the story is,
don't talk to Mike. Don't talk to Mike Tyson.
Don't talk to him. Yeah, don't do that. Just please, Lord have mercy. He posed literally one of the most dangerous people of all time. Yeah, right. I mean, come on, man. I would have rather gone up and messed with Evander Holyfield I'd have just started doing some biting movements, like I'm gonna bite his ear off, but you don't do that to. Anyways, well, we yeah, brother. That's it, man. We just wrap it up in terms of stories. There's always something going on, and I'm glad we started, or we had the opportunity to talk a social impact story as it related to basketball, as it related to a couple of the other individuals and things that were going on in the world today. But the stories that matter, the stories that resonate outside of just the scores and whose shoes you're wearing, and what's on uninterrupted. I'm talking about LeBron, even because he's not playing. There wasn't much, which is good, right? Which was a couple of the stories we talked about were still unfortunate, but it's good that we didn't have as emotionally draining of a show to talk about tonight this week, because normally we get down into the weeds. Hopefully, folks will come back. Later, I think we do get down into the weeds one more time.
I believe, as far as the sports world is concerned, we're in a really, really sweet spot. We're in a spot where football is starting to come back. We just had college spring ball, and NFL's getting ready to go to camp. We got baseball starting right now. Yeah. We got basketball in the midst of playoffs right now. We got hockey. We're getting some soccer coming in there, which is soccer. We got a little bit of everything. Everything is meshing right now. And to be honest with you, we're kind of getting back to normalcy. Yeah. As far as in the sports world, I can't say that in society, but definitely in the sports world, we're starting to have like that normal factor where we're used to all these things going on, and us as super fans and fans out there alike are really appreciating that sports are there. We're starting to kind of lose our mind. We kind of forgot that it was gone a couple of years ago. But we're getting back into the groove, like it's there, man. And I think that as far as that's concerned, that's a great thing. We just got to kind of, hope the momentum stays in there. Like you said, I don't want to hear no more bad stories. I want to hear like some good stories and those really good social impact things that make me feel good.
If we could have 45 minutes to an hour of nothing but good stuff, that would be awesome. That'd be amazing. But here come Kevin talking about Trevor Bauer, and remember that was the dude that put me. I slept on the floor here in my office after going over that story. So Trevor Bauer is suing the lady and the attorney that brought charges against him. Haven't seen that update. We'll take a look at that, and maybe we'll go over that next week.
We can visit that next week, but I think I read something. I know the charges were dropped against him. But but wait, before we end on that note, and I don't mean to really poke a bear with that one. It reminds me of like Megan. Like, where do we draw the line? Like with Megan Good. I mean, not Megan Good, but Megan Thee Stallion. Like, it just came out that she lied about that situation with her domestic violence situation with Tory Lanez. They said that she lied.
Yeah, because she was adamant about
So now Trevor, he's found guilty, and I was going to sue her for her false statement. We need to ask our audience, where does that lie when these women lie about these situations? Because we always hear about it if the male is convicted and these situations happen, they eventually get convicted. But what happens when a young lady lies about being assaulted or lies about these situations? We never hear about what's going on with that. And I think those are crimes within itself, because I don't think they understand how much damage they do when they lie about situations like that.
Yeah. Because typically we are as society, we're going to err on the side of the accused.
Of the
right. And obviously, more times than not, unfortunately, it's a woman. So we always want to make sure that we take care of them. But man, because Megan was adamant that oh boy, did some inappropriate thing, shot her in the foot and all that. But now to come out with this is insane. It's insane.
So on that, like I would really like to understand where do we lie on that kind of situation, because I'm gonna be honest with you, just because they're fake, I mean, that happens more so than not. I believe there's some situations when people accuse people of doing things when they really didn't, to either make themselves look good or get themselves out of a sticky situation, right? So now that they're celebrities, it's actually more heightened, to be honest with you, because everything's on TV. Where do we draw the line? Because the pitcher for the Dodgers, he was found innocent. He was found that that everything was okay, and that's right. And this woman tried to sue him for millions and millions of dollars, drug him through the mud. He's not playing. His career now is on hold. Because of that.
Yeah.
What ramifications what justice does he get when he's found innocent? What justice is Tory Lane's going to get now that he's found, now that this was alive from Megan Thee Stallion, or she's changing her story?
Right.
Like, what justice do we get? What do we get? I think that's a really good question to ask and try to figure out. I don't know the answer. I really don't know the answer, but I mean, I do believe something needs to be done because that's just that's unfair, completely unfair.
Let's you know, let's do
Got
this.
you choked up, my brother.
I
Got you choked up right now.
Trevor Bauer again. See, again got me choked up on this because you know how that one hits me. That was a bad story. I'm gonna challenge the audience. Come at us next week. I'd be interested in doing a panel, to be honest with you, and having multiple insights on screen talking about it, because we don't have to be the expert, but we can.
I would love to have a young lady or a woman on the panel to be able to talk about it and give it through her lens. Yeah. I really want to see it through her lens to see how those situations, how we're supposed to react. Yeah. What does she think needs to be done in certain instances?
That's a good point. I mean, we can still have that conversation. We don't have to get into any personal situations that anyone on our side has probably gone through or whatever. But again, that's one of those conversations that the more points of view, the better. The more time, more we have that awkward conversation, I think the better healing that's out there. And the fact that no one else is having that conversation, I think just ultimately the better for all of society to talk about that. And that's one of those conversation pieces, right? The Trevor Bauer, the Megan Thee Stallion that folks can resonate with because they know who they are. And you're right. Let's get some ladies on here to actually talk about that. What's it? Kevin poking the bear. Didn't mean to poke the bear. Just saw that and thought it was relevant to your top. Man, you see, poke the bear, brother. It's all right. We need to get you on here. Come on. You got the wrench. You already the moderator, man. We need to get you on this screen right here. Let me go ahead and move on and do the little call to action right here. Hopefully I do it right this week. Oh shoot! Well, look at it. Shouts out Ecamm. I'm up here flipping switches. I'm over here on the hydraulics. There it is, folks. Every Tuesday night, 6:30. Me and Montel Allen coming at you live. Hopefully, bringing to you some good content. Right, bringing to you something to make you think. We put the action item out to you next Tuesday. I'm going to flash this up on the screen so you can come join us on screen and actually have the conversation with us and come in the studio. So, yeah. You good, brother?
I'm good, man. I mean, like I said, continue to stay blessed and keep those 10 toes down. Be all right.
I love it. New folks coming in this week. We appreciate you. Look, Mr. Cox, see again, always working. Remember to hit that thumbs up on your way out the door because, you know, we out here, we building something special and we're doing this for you. Let us know how we do. If we need to improve on anything, let us know. If we did okay, let us know. If we touched you in any kind of way and gave you something to think about, share it with somebody as well because that's really what the goal is, to make sure that we share these positive stories with everyone so we can all get better. Y'all be good. Take care of yourself.